Welcome back to the Bangtan Universe wormhole. This is Karin, and today I'm here to give you a summary of what happened at Borahae Con. That was the BTS convention that was held on April the 26th, a little bit south of Nashville. So I drove out there to present on the BU wormhole. Now, I'm about to tell you about the events that I participated in for the day, but I need to start by saying that my phone on my camera died for some reason, and I don't know why, because I should have had plenty of charge on my battery. But since it died, I'm only going to be able to show you one picture from my camera. No, wait, make that two. I squeezed a little bit of charge out to take one final shot that I'll show you at the end of the video. Everything else that I'm going to show you is going to come from other people, and I have their permission to use this material, and I'll make sure to give them proper attribution. Okay, so what you see here in this first picture is from the opening ceremonies with Amanda and Megan, who are the organizers of the con. This is the second year they've done it. They did an amazing job. I can't even imagine how much work went into it because there was just so much going on. And I know from the way they were running around and they had headsets and everything and they had family members helping them out. I know it was a huge, huge, huge production. So big props to them. Now, I'll tell you one more thing about that first opening ceremony, which was that they called up the presenters, and I was standing next to John Reeves, BTS reactor. You may have heard of him. He was at the con last year, too. He was so tall that I was mainly just looking at his arm when I turned to him. He's a really nice guy, and he told me that he follows the BU wormholes. So, John, if you see this, maybe we can do a collaboration. I think that would be great fun. But regardless, he's a really nice guy. He was up there with Tej, who is another BTS reactor you might want to check out. Okay, so that is the introduction. The first presentation that I watched was by K-pop dad. He is a literal dad who became a K-pop fan because of his children. And he makes edits. He makes video and photo edits. Here's a cute little photo edit that he shared with us. He shared a lot of his stuff on the overhead screens, and all his edits are just really, really well done. He is a professional, so he knows how to do them right. And he's got a presence on different social media platforms. I followed him on Instagram, where he's K-pop Dad 1. That's written all as one word. And he's got a YouTube channel, which is K-pop Dad. Nothing after that, but again, it's all one word. I really suggest you go over to his YouTube channel and check out this video called Jindex. He shared that with us during his time on stage, and it was hilarious. So check it out. You'll see why I like it. Now, the next thing I went to was the Share Your BTS Story Circle. This was not live streamed because, there was the possibility that somebody could share something private. And since I've never shared my story with y'all, I thought I'd take a moment to share it with you right now. So here's how I got into BTS. It was during COVID, but a lot of the people who got into BTS during COVID were people who found them through Dynamite. I came in a different way. I was a fan of the Try Guys, and Eugene, who is one of the Try Guys, or was, and is Korean American, wanted the other guys to watch BTS videos and react to them. So since I really admire Eugene a lot and really respect his taste, I was interested in what he was interested in. And the other three Try Guys were also very interested as they were watching the videos. We as viewers got to see the videos that they were reacting to, but we didn't get to hear BTS's music because, copyright, and the Try Guys are a monetized channel. So I was just getting a view of what the videos looked like and, the amazing colors and visuals and choreography and effects. And the guys were talking about how it sounded, and it all looked fascinating to me. So after the video was over, I left a comment below it saying, "This looks interesting to me. Can somebody give me a recommendation of some videos I should start with if I want to learn more?" And Army, I got a bunch of recommendations almost instantly. And the three that I chose to start out with were Mic Drop, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and Black Swan. I think Mic Drop was the first, which would make that my official introduction to BTS. But I loved them immediately, and I was hooked. And before long, I chose Suga as my bias. He wasn't my original bias. I don't think that many of us do keep our first biases, from what I can tell. I realized that Suga was the most like me after I got to know him. The things he's been through and struggled with in his life, his attitude toward things. I admire his toughness. I wish I was as tough as him, but he's my bias. And Tay is my wrecker, and right now, Hobie is wrecking both of them. But there you go. That's that. After that came the Run BTS style games, which was fantastic. I know now after playing those games that even though BTS are certainly acting extra when they film those episodes, a lot of their chaos and confusion is real because it happened to me in those games. I'll tell you about that. First of all, we got to choose our team names, and the moment they said team names, I knew what to do because I'm such a fan of Run BTS. So I shot my arm up and I said, Team Seokjin! And immediately after that, another group said they'd be Team Namjoon. But Team Namjoon turned out to be our biggest competition. But we did have an ace on our team, and that was a woman in a purple knit cap that had BTS signs and stuff all over it. I don't know if she wants to share her name or not, but I'll just say the woman in the purple knit cap, she was awesome. So the first game that we played was naming the song based on a snippet of lyrics, but the trick was that Amanda and Megan just read the lyrics as if they were reading a sentence. So no tune or anything, just plain speech. And that made it a lot harder. One I remember, which you may or may not be able to guess quickly, is "You know it all, you're my best friend." And that stumped all of us for a second. And then all of a sudden, somebody, I don't remember who, realized it was Spring Day. It wasn't me, I know that. My problem was, I told you that I realized right away it's hard to keep the chaos out when you're doing a live game like that, especially when you're competing to beat other people. It was really hard for me because even when I knew the answer, sometimes I'd shoot up my hand and just go, "Ugh!" And that wasn't enough. I was supposed to shout Seokjin, or I'd say Seokjin, and then I'd immediately forget the song title. But I think I did pretty well. I got one that seemed to be a hard one. It was from Stay Gold. I don't remember what the lyrics were, but the reason that I knew it was because I had worked so hard on Stay Gold for one of our videos, so that helped me out there. Anyway, we were neck and neck with Team Namjoon. So then the second game came along, and that one was Pictionary. And again, the woman in the purple knit cap was our hero. She got up there just like the other team leaders did, and they had to draw on a whiteboard. And we were supposed to guess from that what the name of the song was. The trick there was no matter which team's drawer was drawing, all three teams got to guess. So the woman in the knit cap was fantastic at depicting a song title very simply. I don't know how she did it, but again, she was wonderful, but everybody got a chance to guess what she drew and what the other teams drew. So at the end of that session, we still didn't know who won. We knew we were neck and neck with Team Namjoon. And it wasn't until the awards ceremony that night that we found out who won, and it was Team Seokjin. So once again, the magic holds true. Seokjin's name is magic when it comes to Run BTS. Now after that, it was time for my presentation, which was on the BU wormhole, of course. Beforehand, I thought that it might be nice if I took something that I could make notes in and read notes from, and also use to take pictures. So I bought this nice little tablet. But I only bought it a few days before I was scheduled to come to Nashville, and I didn't remember quite how to use it when I got there, and the thing went to sleep on me, and I couldn't wake it up. So it just had to sit there like a lump beside me while I flew by the seat of my pants. And I think I managed to do pretty well regardless. I am a teacher, so I'm used to that sort of thing. Maybe not quite so much, but a bit. So I did that. I started out by asking a simple question. I said, let me see by a show of hands, who here has heard the rumor that J-Hope's mother abandoned him when he was a kid. About half the room raised their hands. And of course, we know that that's not something that really happened. That's just part of his character's story. And saying that to the group, who probably all knew that already, was a good way to lead into the story of the BU. Now, since I didn't have my timer, I had to think to ask people, how am I doing for time? And that was a little bit harder. At the end, I ran out of time. I had hoped to be able to tell the story of the BU fairly quickly and leave about 20 minutes or at least 10 for questions at the end. But people were asking questions all the way through, and they had a vast range of knowledge. So I was trying to be careful to answer everybody's questions and keep everybody up to speed. And when I asked the woman the second time, the woman who was keeping time for me, how are we doing with time? She looked down at her phone and then looked up and said, we're out of time. So I hope I'd given enough answers by then, but since I had run out of time, what I said very quickly is, okay, so here's what we predict for the next era. First, we think that the cat is going to take revenge on the members and throw them all across space-time and the multiverse so they can't get in touch with each other. Second, we think that they're going to start to communicate somehow, and we have ideas how, and you can find it on our channel. And third, they'll come back. And that was the end of my presentation. But I hope it was a good presentation. I think it was. A lot of people showed up for it, and a lot of people commented afterwards. And we've got a lot of new subscribers thanks to that. So hello to all the new people who met me at Borahae Con. I remember you. I remember your faces. And I'm really glad you enjoyed the presentation. I'm really glad that you decided to come and join this channel. So later on that evening, we had the awards ceremony. And like I said, Team Seokjin won, and some other people won for different other things. We got small prizes for that. And then we had a singer and a couple of dance crews. I'll start with the singer whose name is Carter Elliott, and he is, as Amanda said, infant army. He's not even baby army, he's infant army. But he had learned some of BTS's songs that are in English and sang them for us and played guitar. And I told him afterwards that I bet by next year he'll be singing in Korean. After that, we had two dance teams. First, we had TNT Loves, which is a subunit of a larger dance group called TNT. And I'll share a little bit of their video now. And after that, we had another group called Prism Crew, and I'll share a little bit of their video.
It's blowing. I like my girls pretty in the face. Art is the same. Mona Lisa, Indonesia. I like my girls. The bitch is like a raisin. Don't need your validation. Pretty so fine. 1 plus a 9. I didn't get me going. I just blow it. I like my girls.
After that, we just had some free dancing, and then it was time to go home. So on the way out, I did spot this car outside, so I decided to take a picture of that with my teeny little bit of remaining battery life in my phone. And that is all that I have for now. I hope to get some more pictures from other people. If you have any other pictures to share, I'm going to start a post over on our posts tab, and I want you to contribute any photos that you have that you would like to share from the convention. The more the merrier. I wish I had more. I think that Megan is going to drop some more later, and if or when she does, I'll be sure to post them. So stay tuned. If you subscribe to the channel, then you'll definitely get the notifications, and you'll know when more things show up. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel, and click the bell for the notifications. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, unless something unusual happens, in which case I'll be on it right away. Take care. Apa bang po.